So yesterday I put out a video on is the MMORPG genre waiting to die? And so far I've gotten a lot of good feedback. If you haven't seen that video and you want to leave feedback, it's up there in the upper right-hand corner. But as I was going through all the comments, somebody left a comment and it was Triune Studios and they said, no, we're coming soon. Well, the interesting thing was I like to check out pretty much every game in development. So what I did was I popped over to their YouTube and I took a look and I saw, it's a small studio. And small studios now, they're a dime a dozen. There's tons of small studios trying to put out MMORPGs. They've got about 1,000 subscribers. And I'm looking at their videos and I'm going to say right here, I saw a video and it says MMORPGs should not have microtransactions. And I'm going to dig into their philosophy later, because today's video really isn't on Triune Studios or Eternal Tombs. It was on the idea that when I went to their Steam page, I saw this fully MMORPG run by live staff called Tomb Masters, who are constantly evolving the world, elevating the story, and personalizing your adventure. And I thought to myself, you know what? That's what drove a lot of us to MMORPGs 20 years ago, because we could no longer get to a gaming table. We couldn't meet our friends for Dungeons and Dragons or Battletech or Vampire the Masquerade. So we started playing online games that were this persistent world that's always there. So as I scrolled through, like I said, this isn't covering Eternal Tombs. I wanted just this. Tomb Masters are live staff who help you shape your experiences with dynamic and unique events. They build out events in real time and help shape solo, group, guild, and server play. They can open up secret areas, they can spawn treasure, they can change the environment, they can spawn special mobs, they can trigger pre-built events, they can do raid encounters, traps, and more. One of the things they talk about is they can do wave events, and I thought to myself, this is really putting the RPG back in MMORPG. You have a game master who decides this is the encounter you get. Now, I thought to myself, I want to know more. This is like the selling point. So I popped over to their website, and it's okay. It's a bare bones website because they're working on building a game. I come over here into their overview, and I get pretty much the same thing, right? Tomb Masters, Eternal Tombs, A World of Danger and Chaos. Tomb Masters are live staff. I got that. As I scrolled down, I did see another thing that grabbed my attention. It's like, don't give me hope. I'm Hawkeye from the Avengers. Don't give me hope. 30 zones to explore, 19 raids on launch. So there will be raids. There will be static content. And then I saw this video. And I said, you know what? I want to see it. So I'm going to put a link to the video down below. But what I recommend is you watch the whole thing. It's only about 10 minutes. You can watch it in times 2. It goes by really fast. But what you see as the game master shows off what he's doing, they actually have the Tomb Master interface built. And as you can see, invasions, war operations, quest items, holiday events, siege, wave, harvestables, a carnival. They've got some ideas here. This isn't just like a gimmicky, a Tomb Master can do like 1 or 2 things. They have a really robust interface. And as they stop throughout the video, he's going to say, we're going to stop so that I don't give everything away. And then, I'm back and I've filled this out. And you can see the zone sound, the what's the sound effect going to be? What's the effect? What's the post effect? But what really impressed me was they're going to have this Tomb Master portal, and then they're going to have all their servers, right? And they have this pre-built event which is Death March. They also have the Crypt Keeper event, which is a server-only distribution. It's active and it's been reviewed. And now they've got this other event that hasn't been reviewed because somebody has put it in. It needs to go through the approval process. And this is really robust, man. How many times are we going to run this? What zone is it going to be in? How is it like everything the person put in? And like I said, go and watch the video. It's like 10 minutes of your life. And I think this is the next thing for MMORPGs. But what was really shocking was when he's here, he can push it to just one server. If one server is in need of some content, he can push it to one server. He can push it to individual servers, or he can push it to all servers. And then once he pushes it to all servers, you'll see the game distribution is complete and it's this event is now running. But this is really at its core what we got into gaming for, right? This is what we got into gaming for. You come back in,
shall feel the wrath of my power
and
in your veins. Bring forth
you're responding
your lifeblood.
to something more than just a computer program. You're responding to a decision that a game master made because your server was light. I think this could have gone so far in a game like ArcAge. Sure, we had on-the-clock events like Crimson Rift and Grimgas Rift. We had Miss Marrow, Abyssal, Luskas, and everything happened on a time. But then when there wasn't a time event, there was nothing to do. I think that if your server is bored and your game is designed around keeping the players entertained, I think this is a revolutionary idea. I think this is the thing that could set this game apart. Now, like I said, this isn't about this game company or their game that they're building. This is really about an idea. Now, I am going to go back in and I'm going to figure out, I'm going to look at the game, I'm going to talk about the game, I'm probably going to cover the game. But this is what I'm talking about, where is the MMORPG genre waiting to die? Or is the MMORPG genre waiting for the next big thing? Is moving to a lobby-based sort of system what players want? Or is something like this where you know that they have a team of tomb masters, game masters, who are going to just be wandering around the world spawning off events? I'd love to get your feedback on that, but I do want to talk about one potential problem, and maybe the developers see this. It's on the idea of treasure and loot. We know that corruption is terrible. We know all the way back in the early 2000s, Band of Brothers and EVE Online almost ruined EVE Online because Band of Brothers were the developers and they cheated. They gave out T2 BPOs to their alliances. They kind of cheated the system. That was disastrous. We know a game like ArcAge, there was one particular developer who I won't name and shame, who got added onto the staff and then was feeding information to his old guildmates, especially about how things worked, what the formulas were, what was coming up in patches. There is a level of susceptibility to corruption. And there is a level of susceptibility to corruption that is going to happen by human nature. So is this something, is a live game master system something that you could trust? Or would you say, if it comes to the idea of treasure and loot can't be something that a person can spawn, that all the treasure and loot should be static and the events are just for entertainment? I'd love to get your opinion on that or your feedback on that. I also like to know what you think about this system entirely, and also let me know if you want me to double back and cover this game in a little bit more detail. Is this something? Because I'm definitely going to want to take a look at a game developer's opinion about microtransactions, but is this a game you want me to take a deeper look at and maybe feature on the channel? I do plan on going live on the 7th of March, tomorrow, or today when you watch the video, and I'm going to be talking about video games in general. I'm also going to try to add a couple of more video game shows back onto my Twitch rotation instead of just doing politics all the time. So now it's your time. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.